it's very humbling.
It is.
Right?
It is huge.
It's very, very humbling. And I think that's a good thing. And I know you well enough to know that you're going to take that role very seriously, and you're going to be your best for yourself and your family and those that are looking up to you.
Yeah, thank you for that. I do my best, for sure.
All do.
I fall short of the goals, the expectations, and other people's expectations every single hour of every single day, and I'm good with that because I am what I am, right? So, yeah. So as you were talking, this idea of taking a step, taking another step, and the accountability, and what is it that is going to separate you from your future self, and what is going to either propel you toward the goal of that vision that you have for your future self or get in your way? And Will Smith did an interview about his experience. He wrote a book recently, and it's a long book. It's a little bit of an aggressive read. So buyer beware. But it is good, and there's a lot of golden nuggets in there. But his underlying theme by far, and I can align very closely with what he's saying, this idea of the work ethic. He says that nothing separated him from anybody else or made him any better than anybody else, or none of the roles that he tried out for, when he was first becoming an actor, getting into that world, were written for him, right? The only difference, he says, is that he was willing to work harder. So he showed up first and he stayed later. So first one there, last one to leave, always. When other people were out celebrating, he was practicing, he was rehearsing, he was honing his craft. In his words, quoting him, he out-hustled everybody else that was trying to get the parts that he was trying to get. That's it. It's that simple.
So you know what else I'm hearing as you kind of asked those couple of questions and then went into the book and his takeaway, the work ethic, and that's something that you aligned with. I was also hearing and thinking of the word consistency. So yeah, you have great work ethic, and it's because you're consistent. You're showing up every day. You're doing the things you need to do. And when you consistently do the right things over and over, then you get the results that you're most often looking for. And when you do the wrong things over and over.
There you go. Yep. So what happens? What do we do when we have just a series of bad habits, Christine? And something that I think you've heard me say, I know I've said to others, is that there's sort of an idea out there, there's a belief or a study that suggests that we all can only have so many habits, whatever that number is, right? But we have them. Everybody does. Are they good habits? Are they bad habits? And how do you identify, once you've identified, the bad habits, how do you go about either removing them or, as the study would suggest, replacing them with good ones, right? Because these are the action steps that we're talking about. How do we move forward toward where we're going, and knowing that some of these bad habits that you just identified are in our way? What do we do with those?
I mean, off the top, we have to identify them, obviously, and then we have to create new healthy habits. So, but I think before we can create those habits, you have to identify them. And how do you identify it? So later on, and when we end this show, we're going to give some action items and next steps that you could take to really identify not only what you want in your life, but what you don't want in your life. And then when you know that, right? Okay, now I've identified it. For me this year, it was, I want more free time in my life. I am not getting to do the things that I really enjoy doing because I'm so busy being a volunteer and business professional and wife and mother and wearing that domestic hat that I wear. So how do I make more free time a habit? It's not about just fitting habit or free time into my day. It's making free time a habit. So for myself, I outlined, what is free time? What are the things I like doing? I like sitting and having a cup of tea and reading a book and working on a puzzle. I like going for a walk. So I made a list of those things. And then I said, how do I fit 2 of those things into every day? Not that it has to be the same 2 every day. Paddleboarding, something I like doing. I'm certainly not doing that in the dead of winter when it's 10 degrees out here in upstate New York where I live and work.
I don't know if if the lake's frozen, it might be easier, right?
I am not a cold weather person, and no, I'm not going to try that. Somebody else out there can.
You and I are
can try their
opposites. I
paddleboard.
live for winter sports. Like we're going skiing. We have an annual ski trip, and I cannot wait. That's my time.
Yeah. I'm very happy for you. I hope you and your family enjoy it very much, and I am very much looking forward to our trip south that we have coming up in
There
a few
you go.
weeks.
Yep.